Hey guys, Sarah from Aaron's Outdoor, and today I'm up in Tennessee. This is my second day in Tennessee. Yesterday I had a really good day of pond fishing. I caught my second biggest bass ever, and I was using a glide bait, and it just turned out really good. So today I am switching gears. I'm going after smallmouth in a creek up in the mountains here, and I've seen a couple other YouTubers fish here. One is named Bass and Grass, and he's a smaller YouTuber about my size, and I mean, he catches so many smallmouth out of here. And I finally figured out, where he was fishing. And recently, John from Creek Fishing Adventures came here and had a really good day. So there's definitely smallmouth in here. Hopefully I can catch them today. I'm going to be starting off with this little Yum Craw Poppy, I think. This is basically my favorite lure to use when creek fishing for bass. And unfortunately I was out of green pumpkin, so I went to Walmart, and luckily they did have some craw poppies, just in a different color. So I've never used this color before, but I'm sure it probably still works. And I also saw these at Walmart. There's some little Rage Ned bugs, and there's just some tiny little creature baits for a Ned rig. So these look really good. So I'm basically just gonna be trying out Ned rigged little craws and creature baits to try to get these smallmouth. And depending on how it goes, on a perfect day, I'm gonna go out there, catch a bunch on the Ned rig, and then if that happens, I would like to try out the glide baits. So it just kind of depends on how the fishing is going. If the fishing is tough, then I'm probably not going to use the glide bait, but it would be pretty cool if I could catch a smallmouth on glide bait too. But that's enough talking. Let's get out there and start fishing. There's a fish. First fish. It's a smallmouth. Nice. Dude, I'm not even to the spot where it's supposed to be good yet. But I'll take that. Little smallmouth, that's what we came here for? Oh my gosh. You're kidding me. Alright, well, if we got one that fast, even though we came off, I'm sure we'll get more. But the thing is, there's someone fishing right where the good spot is supposed to be. And they're standing on the side of the bank where the fish usually are. So that's kind of unfortunate. Look, fish. Got him. Don't come off. Okay, this one's a little better, I think. Better than the last one. It might be a largemouth. No, it's a smallmouth. Got him. Okay. Man, they're fighting, dude. My drag is tight. These Tennessee smallmouth are something else. It's right where I missed that last one. Come on in here, bud. It's a nice clear water fish. Don't get off like that last one. Ooh, it's not bad. Oh, there we go. Well, this is what I came here for. He's about 1.25 pounds probably. Well, there's somebody fishing in the spot right over there where I want to fish, where the creek meets the big river over there. And I mean, he's catching nothing, but I think he's on the wrong side of the river. So I'm just gonna have to wait it out until he leaves. And until then, I'll fish up in this creek. And I mean, that's where I've had both fish on anyway, but I think there's probably some more out there. So I'll take this little 1 pounder. All right, got a picture of this fish. Thought about weighing it, but it's probably 1.25 pounds. There's really no need to. We'll wait for a bigger one to do that. But let me let him go. He's probably gonna be real feisty. I mean, he fought hard, dude. That's one of the hardest fighting fish I've ever caught for that size. It's pretty crazy. There he goes. Got one. Oh my gosh, got one. Is my drag working? I don't know, my drag is working. Got one on the glide bait. I think it's a little largemouth. Might be a little smallie. Ooh, it's not that big, but dude, on the glide bait. All right, I'm starting to like this thing. It's a little smallie, I think. I don't want him to jump. Oh no, it's a largemouth or spot. I think it's a largemouth. Come in here, bud. Bring him to the bank, hopefully. Yeah, he's not too bad. There we go. So we came for smallmouth, but fishing hasn't been too great so far. So I'll take a chunky little largemouth. There we go. And yeah, I mean, the glide bait I'm using is a small glide bait, so little fish can definitely bite this. We'll definitely go after it. This guy, I mean, he's short and fat. He's a football. All right, well, not a bad largemouth. He might be about 1.5 pounds. I mean, he's so fat. Like, usually that guy'd barely be over 1 pound. But he's probably a solid 1.5 pound fish. I'll take him. Oh, he's getting confused, but there he goes. There's a fish on this little rage Ned bug thing. It's a smallmouth. Man, this spot where the river meets the creek, like right where it meets the creek, right where the river meets the creek, hasn't been so good. I've gotten all of them really kind of in the creek. Uh-oh, he's in that little stick. Uh-oh, don't get out. I already lost one fish today, so I'd rather not lose another one. Boom, got him in the net, there we go. This guy's a little smaller than the last smallmouth we got. But I'm happy to get another one. So the fishing today, it hasn't been really slow, but it hasn't been really fast. I've been out here for, I mean, actually close to 2 hours now. A little over 1.5 hours, I think. No, probably more like 2 hours. So, 3 fish. I mean, not amazing. It definitely could be a lot better, but definitely could be worse. All right, I'm gonna get my first underwater release of the day here. Now, there he goes. So, there's a good smallmouth right there, and like 1 trillion sucker fish. So I can see there's one good smallmouth, but there's so many sucker fish and a nice smallmouth. I might have to get the glide bait out. Oh, got one. Got a fish. Yes, I got a fish on the swim bait, the glide bait. My drag is a little messed up. It's a smallmouth. It's not bad. Oh wow, yeah, it's a good smallmouth. It's a pretty good smallmouth. I'll take that. Get in here, fish. Oh my gosh, there's 4 more big smallmouth. There's so many, there's 4 smallmouths chasing them in. Oh, get in. Oh my gosh. Don't flop too much, fish. That's a good smallmouth, dude. That's a good smallmouth. There's so many sucker fish in here. But look at that. I think there's just smallmouth hiding under that tree over there. Man, I'm glad I brought the glide bait. But yeah, basically it's filled with sucker fish with a few good smallmouth like this guy mixed in. And man, I will take this dude. I gotta remember, I don't know if it'll be 20 inches. I mean, it's probably a 3-pounder. But 20 incher is a tarp size in Tennessee, so I'll check. He's probably a little short though. All right, before we measure how long it is, we're gonna measure how much it weighs, which I think it's about 3 pounds. I don't really know though. Might not be quite that big. Oh, 3 pounds, 2 ounces, so actually I was pretty accurate. All right, well, I know this fish is ready to go. I put it up next to a ruler. I think it's 19.5, so it's like 1/2 inch short of the trophy size for Tennessee. So that kind of stinks, but I mean, either way, it's a real good fish. And there's a few more big ones in here, so I'm gonna throw that glide bait around that tree some more, and maybe I'll get one of his friends that's just a little bigger. So we'll see. Make sure she's good to go. Yeah, she's good. Oh, I missed a smallmouth. So I threw the glide bait up after that, or up under that tree a good bit, since that's where I caught, that big one on the glide bait, and didn't have any luck. So then I decided, why don't I throw this little Ned rig up in there. First cast on the Ned rig, I had one. there's a fish. Wasn't even paying attention. It's a smaller smallmouth than the one I just caught, but that's what we're after. We want smallmouth. Man, I might loosen the drag a little. These smallies fight so hard. I mean, I really have not gone after smallmouth that much like this, but I definitely need to do it more this summer. I mean, there's not many smallmouth in Georgia. And in Tennessee, it's the Tennessee state fish, so there's a lot of them in Tennessee. That's for sure. And there's a little 1 pounder, but it's good. It's a pretty fish. All right, I'm gonna do another underwater release because this water is just so clear. I think it should be cool. Well, I am calling it a day here because I've got like over 3 hours of driving to do, but overall, definitely a very successful fish, or definitely a very successful trip. We caught like 5 fish, so we didn't get a ton of quantity, but that 3-pound smallmouth definitely kind of made up for that lack of quantity because it was definitely a quality fish. And I think I'm definitely gonna come back here because there's definitely some good fish in this creek. When I was reeling in that 3-pound smallmouth, there's like 3 or 4 other smallmouth that were just as big as it right next to it. And another good thing about today was that I caught 2 fish on that glide bait. So after yesterday when I caught like a couple of really good largemouth on it, and after today, after catching a good smallmouth and just another fish on it, that's a really good sign. I'm getting a lot of confidence with that bait. And I think that bait's definitely a big fish catcher, and I think I might be getting a little bit more into this big swim bait game coming up here. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. But I'll catch y'all on the next video. Thanks for watching.